announce.
Hi, I'm Brendan Purdue. I'm a junior at Mouse High School, and I will be playing the Argentinian Trumpet Concerto. My accompanist is Janet Dodd.
good place to stop. At least this piece has this piece doesn't really have an ending. It's 3 movements, but it doesn't really stop. It's the whole thing. So what recordings have you listened to?
I was listening to, I can't remember what his name was. It's like Sergey.
It's Sergey Nakarov.
Yeah.
He's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
The one that you want to listen to is the original guy. His name is Tomfoy Dokschwitzer. He's a Russian guy. He's on YouTube. I just looked it up. He is like the end-all, be-all, definitive version of this piece. I did this one in college, so I know it really well. Just a couple things in this. The opening, really good intonation. I mentioned that was good. The opening section is kind of your declaration, like, this is it. There's not really much of an introduction. It just starts out rumble, rumble, and then ba 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 ba. So it's right out there. This is a cool piece. You can learn it, get the whole thing down. Eventually, at some point, play with an orchestra. It's really fun. I got to do that once. It's neat. The middle section, where it goes to the slower part. Is that the part where does it call for cut mute, or does that happen later?
Mine didn't.
Yeah, I think it's on the third movement. That thing comes back again, and you do the same thing with a cut mute. So eventually, learn the entire piece. I mean, the part that what you just did was great, cool. There was a couple spots towards the end of where you played where you have to, like, if it ends with a half note, you have to hold that half note all the way up to beat 1, because there was just 2 or 3 spots where you didn't quite finish the phrase, and then you went to the next phrase, and then she had to like juggle a little bit to find you. Have you looked at her piano part?
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. You know why? Because it's an orchestra part, reduced to piano. So orchestral reductions are evil for piano players. They're awful things. But
it's beautiful.
It's a beautiful piece of music, but it's not physically possible to play everything that the orchestra had in the piano part. So coordinating with that. A lot, when I worked on this piece, I think about it more as a duet with the piano rather than a solo with accompaniment. That way it kind of changes your interpretation and your dynamics a little bit. There's some spots in this where you could even play louder. Most of the time trumpet players, you're like, whoa, talk to the hand, you know. But in this case, I think there were a couple spots where you really could go for it, in that middle expressive section especially. Controlling your airstream, the speed of your air, that's what gives you the kind of that brilliance in your sound that you're going for. There were moments where you had it. It really was a great overall trumpet sound. And I can tell you listened to other recordings because you know how to get that sound. Knowing how to do that is, that's the hard part to teach. So I can tell you've done your homework on your own. That's really important. Your intonation, I said generally quite good through all the ranges and the top to bottom and loud and soft. So you're being very consistent about that. That's good. Your double tonguing, very clean. Make sure you finish each phrase. Okay, because you can't go digga 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 da. Then go all the way to the end. The story I like to tell is when you're a little kid and you walk downstairs on Christmas morning and there's all the bright shiny packages in the tree. You see they're all shiny and pretty. There's one that has a big red bow on it. That's the one you want to go for. Put the bow on the box. You've got a really nice shiny box. Put the bow on it. That other little thing, like finishing the phrase or adjusting that one F natural that's too sharp or your low D or whatever it is. Put the bow on the box and complete your statement. You're really close, like 95% of the way there. That one little thing is what it'll take to get you from where you are next rung up on the ladder. Okay, you got a long future ahead of you. This is a wonderful piece. Don't let it collect dust, because you'll play it again. I mean, I started learning this in high school, and I played it in college, and I've played it since college. It's really, really fun. I like this one. There's a lot more out there. Have you done the big 2, the Haydn and the Hummel?
I think, did I play the Hummel?
Yes.
I think at one point.
Sure.
Those are cool. Yeah, they were written for the same player, actually. Yeah, the Haydn Trumpet Concerto was the last piece he wrote when he worked for this guy, and the Hummel Trumpet Concerto was the first piece he wrote when he took Haydn's job. So those 2 were back to back. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, what I said on here was find 10 recordings of this piece and listen to them, 10 different players, and that way you can really get inside it. That way rhythmic mistakes, like if you don't, go all the way, you won't make those because you'll have the piece here. You've got it here, but getting it here is different. When you really are inside the piece. And that doesn't take a couple months, that takes years of study to get to that level, so. But for what you did today, outstanding, really good job, nice work. And you didn't give me music, so don't worry about it.
Thanks.
I know this makes it inside out.
Thank you.
Thank you.